What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sir Hunt's Reviews. My name is Mark, and in this video I want to discuss an event that took place in the World of Ice and Fire in the books. It actually took place in, I guess, all of Game of Thrones history, if you will. But basically, it's an event that happened that foreshadows, and we could potentially be seeing in Season 7. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and discuss said topics. Alright, so basically, long story short, Westeros was actually ruled for a year from Casterly Rock / Lannister. What happened was, Tywin Lannister, who was acting hand of the king for King Aerys II, or the Mad King as we know him, his father, Tytos Lannister, actually died. The way Tytos died was kind of funny. He was actually walking up the stairs to go see his mistress at nighttime, and then he just suddenly died on the stairs. So what happened was, Tywin had to leave King's Landing and, of course, go to Casterly Rock. Now, when he did so, King Aerys actually left and went with him. King Aerys decided that there was really no point for him to be, around in King's Landing, and him and Tywin were actually really good friends, so he realized that he wanted to go on that trip with Tywin. Now, this is also interesting to note. Before King Aerys left King's Landing, he left his wife there, but he took Rhaegar, his 8-year-old son at the time, with him and Tywin to Casterly Rock / Lannisport, but he also took half the court with him. Now, one thing that can be said is it was like for the better part of a year, so this was like in 267 AC, so AC meaning Aegon's conquest. So toward the end of that, it was about 268 AC, and they finally went back to King's Landing, and by the time they got back there, it was pretty obvious to everyone who was in the court, like all the higher up lords and ladies, they all could tell that Tywin and Aerys' friendship was waning at that point. For example, King Aerys used to agree with Tywin on everything. Then it seemed like as soon as they got back to King's Landing, the first thing Aerys wanted to do was disagree with him. For example, Tywin was overseeing a trial. It was a dispute between the Brackens and the Blackwoods. Tywin sided with the Blackwoods, but King Aerys overruled the Hand's decision and ended up giving the mill in dispute, like they were disputing over a mill. He ended up giving that to Lord Bracken, which we all know that Tywin had ruled in favor of the Blackwoods, so it's almost like a smack in the face. And he's saying, like, you might have said this, but I'm going to go behind your back and say that really it's like this because I'm the king. Now, I don't want to skip over too many examples of this, but shit really started to hit the fan at King Aerys' 10th coronation anniversary. It was a tourney that was held, and at that tourney, Joanna Lannister, Tywin's wife, actually brought a young Jaime and Cersei up to go see King Aerys. King Aerys actually asked Joanna, hey, has those two kids sucking on your boobs, like getting milk from you, has that ruined your tits? They used to stand up so proud and tall. Now, this obviously devastated Lady Joanna, and Tywin actually tried to resign at that point. But you know what? The Mad King refused it. Now, in about 273 AC, Joanna had actually given birth to Tyrion, and a lot of the small folk called Tyrion, they called Tywin's Bane, or, basically like Tywin's Achilles heel. And King Aerys' response to that was by saying, how the hell did such a crazy thing happen? The gods are trying to teach Tywin some humility by taking a flower from Tywin's hand, referring to Joanna, and giving him like a demonic child. In the books, Tyrion is actually a lot more of a beast than he is in the show. Obviously, a lot of people think Peter Dinklage is a good-looking dude, but in the books, Tyrion is kind of a monster. Some people said that he had a tail. He was born with like shrunken, decrepit legs, and his head was massive. A lot of people thought it was crazy that he had 2 different color eyes. They said that those were like the eyes of a demon. It was nuts. But this also kind of gives us a little bit of back history on why Tywin is the way with Tyrion. Not that it makes it okay. Now, you're probably wondering how the hell this could all relate to going into Season 7, and there are a number of different ways. But the main one I want to focus on is I think Cersei may potentially be forced out of King's Landing, and obviously, the only place where she can go where she knows she'll be safe is Casterly Rock. So this would, of course, just because Daenerys rushes her way into King's Landing doesn't mean that every single house is going to fall into place and get behind her. Technically, the ruler of Westeros will still be Cersei until Cersei is, like, completely dethroned. And chasing her out of the city, I know a lot of people of you probably will disagree with that, but let me know down in the comment section that's what it's for. She'll get forced. I see her not dying. So in the way to do that and extend her story longer is by letting her survive the events. Technically she would still be in charge until she is put in a jail cell. Cersei will still have a contingency plan to rule Westeros. So that's basically what I was getting at. And I know this was kind of a scatterbrained theory, and you might not have really heard of it anywhere else. But when you're reading World of Ice and Fire, you almost want to start becoming like a Preston Jacobs, where everything lights up and everything connects. So when I was reading that passage, trying to put myself more into why Aerys was known as the Mad King, because when he first started out his reign, everyone thought he might actually be known as Aerys the Great or Aerys the Wise even. So when I read that line, it intrigued me, and I kept reading, and I'm like, oh shit, I did not know that King's Landing, or Westeros, was once ruled for almost an entire year back in 267 AC from Lannisport in King's Landing. And I know, Casterly Rock. And I know we have not seen Casterly Rock or Lannisport on the TV show, so that adds to it even more. I know a lot of people think, if I'm not mistaken, Casterly Rock was one of the filming locations, so it would only make sense. I don't know if it'll go down the exact way I just predicted, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments section. As always, my name's Mark. The like goal for this video is going to be, let's say, 150. I am having a contest for when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I will be giving away a Daenerys Dark Horse figurine statue. As soon as I hit 10,000, you can be an old or a new subscriber. All you have to do to win that contest. The first thing is leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and then friend me on Facebook. All 4 of those things are free, and you get to win a Daenerys doll with 3 interchangeable dragon eggs and a chest. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.